In the headlines, 2 killed in farmers-herders clash in Jigawa State. Court quashes order barring Amaewhule 24 others from parading as lawmakers. 2-story building collapses in Anambra Market as many feared trapped. And on the foreign scene, 21 killed in Mali wedding attack. Good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us, and now the news in detail. The Jigawa State Police Command has confirmed a violent clash between farmers and herders in Birnin Kudu local government area, resulting in 2 fatalities, burning of 3 houses and the arrest of 5 persons. Eyewitnesses reported that herders from Katsina State, invited by local counterparts, entered the area with a large herd of cattle, damaging farmlands in their path. This provoked a confrontation with local farmers who mobilized to protect their lands and livelihoods. The public relations officer for the command, DSP Lawan Shisu Adam, said the police, alongside the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps and the Vigilante Group of Nigeria, swiftly responded to the scene and dispersed the warring parties and recovered 15 abandoned cows. He said the clash resulted in the loss of 2 lives, 1 from each group, and the destruction of 3 houses belonging to the indigenous herders. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed the crucial role of an open parliament in fostering trust and democracy in Nigeria. Addressing the Open Week 2024 event, the president underscored the importance of citizen engagement and collective effort in addressing the nation's challenges.
Represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, President Tinubu emphasized that an open parliament serves as a reminder of the National Assembly's responsibility to the people, promoting meaningful engagement and collaboration. The president expressed his administration's commitment to collaborating with the legislative and judicial branches to ensure an inclusive government and establishing a legislative framework that promotes inclusivity and mutual respect.
Under my leadership, the executive stands ready to work collaboratively with the legislature to create the needed legislative framework that fosters inclusion. This encapsulates pushing policies and enacting laws that promote equal opportunity, access to essential services, and representation in decision-making process.
The Senate President Godswill Akpabio and House of Representatives Speaker Tajuddin Abbas emphasized that inclusion is not just a concept but an institutional right. They stressed that when citizens are engaged, they become active partners in the decision-making process, thereby fostering a more participatory and representative democracy.
Inclusion is not just a concept, it is a fundamental right. It involves ensuring that all segments of society, regardless of their socio-economic status, gender, age, or ethnic background, have equal opportunity to participate in decision-making process that affects their life. For too long, many voices have been marginalized, and it's a collective responsibility to bridge this gap.
An open parliament is the cornerstone of a thriving democracy. By ensuring transparency, openness, and accessibility, we can build trust between the legislature and the citizens we serve. This House, Open Week, provides a unique opportunity to engage directly with the public, fostering a culture of accountability and mutual respect.
Other partners reaffirmed their commitment to supporting the legislature in promoting transparency, accountability, and citizen engagement, thereby strengthening Nigerians' democratic institutions and processes.
The National Assembly, the House of Representatives, that is the people's house, understands this very clearly and understands that citizens' expectations are not yet fully met and that citizens expect a lot more to be done to improve their condition of living.
It's important that we provide more platforms and avenues for the citizens to engage with leaders and their representatives, ask questions, and contribute constructively to improve the quality of decision-making process. Through this, we will foster a culture of transparency, accountability, thereby enhancing citizens' understanding of legislative processes.
The theme of the event is improving inclusion through citizens' engagement.
Now, the Court of Appeal Abuja has nullified the expulsion of Martin Amele and 24 others from the Rivers State House of Assembly by the Rivers State High Court. A three-member panel of the Appellate Court held that the lower court lacked the jurisdiction to grant the ex parte order. The court held that Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution gives the Federal High Court powers to determine whether the seat of a House of Assembly member has become vacant. It held that the Federal High Court has the exclusive jurisdiction to determine if the seats have become vacant. According to the court, the express mention of the Federal High Court in Section 272, subsection 3 of the Constitution automatically excludes all state high courts from having the jurisdiction. The Appellate Court held that the ex parte order, having been made without jurisdiction, is null and void. The Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party on Thursday reacted to the nullification of the party's governorship election, insisting that Asue Ighodalo is its flag bearer. Justice Inyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja voided the February 2024 election that produced Ighodalo on the ground that 378 delegates who were supposed to vote at the primary election were unlawfully excluded by PDP. But the party insisted that the Lagos-based lawyer remains its flag bearer ahead of the September 21 governorship election in the state. In a statement, the Edo PDP chairman, Dr. Tony Aziegbemi, said the candidature of Asue Ighodalo as a flag bearer of the party for the 2024 elections remains intact, insisting that the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja did not in any way affect the candidature of Ighodalo. Ahead of Ondo and Edo governorship election, civil society organization has called on INEC to ensure the integrity of the poll by deploying beavers to avoid a repeat of what happened the last Kogi governorship election. The group, in a procession to Ministry of Justice and National Assembly, wants the two institutions, which are bastion of democracy, to help deepen democratic process in the country.
Madam, we are here to remind you of the oath of your office, to stand and uphold the rule of law, and you are our only hope. We don't have any hope anywhere. We don't have anything to do on our own. And as children that cannot do anything, they always cry to their father. And we are here to cry to the father of the nation, that is the Ministry of Justice, the bedrock of our constitution, that please come and save Nigeria. Madam, we are here because 2022 electoral bills made it clear in section 64, subsection 4, make beavers compulsory and make beavers only the hope of the common man. In 2023, madam, a lot of us came into the electoral space because of beavers and because of the electoral bill. 2022 electoral bill, if put to work, will be the best electoral system in Nigeria. And even in the whole world.
And now to a sad development, a two-story building under construction at Eke Oyibo Market, Amobia in Oka South local government area of Anambra State has collapsed. The two building houses, traders and shop owners collapsed on Thursday afternoon, although The casualty figure has not been officially ascertained. It was gathered the lives might have been lost in the incident, with many feared trapped under the rubble. Eyewitnesses said the incident happened at about 12 noon, creating panic among some of the traders and residents in the area. Meanwhile, rescue operation is currently ongoing with emergency workers searching for survivors. The atmosphere at the market is tense, with onlookers anxiously waiting for news of rescue of the people feared trapped in the building. The spokesman of the Anambra State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the development when contacted, said 2 victims have been rescued, while rescue operations are still ongoing. Justice Simon Amobeda of the Federal High Court has given Justice Farouk Lawal Adamu and Justice Zuwaira Yusuf, both judges of the Kano State High Court, 48 hours to resign as chairman of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry on Misappropriated Public Properties and Assets and Political Violence and Missing Persons, respectively. Delivering a judgment on Thursday in a suit filed by the former governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, Justice Amobeda held that failure to comply with his order by the 2 will result to the National Judicial Council stopping the payment of any remuneration, allowances and benefits meant for judicial officers from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. The Kano State Governor, Abu Kabir Yusuf, had on April 4 inaugurated the 2 judicial commissions of inquiry under the chairmanship of Justice Adamu and Yusuf to investigate cases of misappropriation of public properties, political violence, and cases of missing persons from 2015 to 2023. Justice Amobeda ordered that the judges should desist from performing the executive functions assigned to them by the governor of Kano State in courtrooms that are meant to adjudicate disputes between persons and authorities in the state. The court also held that the governor of Kano State has no power to appoint and administer oath of office on them to serve as chairman of inquiry, an office meant for commissioners in the exercise of executive powers assigned to them. The National Judicial Council, Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Attorney General of Kano State, Justice Farouk Lawal Adamu and Justice Zuwaira Yusuf are defendants in the matter. Still in Kano State, the Kano State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of over 100 suspects in connection with various crimes alleged to have been committed across the state. Addressing a news conference, the command spokesperson, SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa, said in addition to various exhibits, several dangerous weapons were also recovered from the suspects, who will soon be charged to court.
The command was able to arrest 106 suspected thugs, endeavor, 25 armed robbery suspects, 2 suspected kidnappers, 3 suspected drug dealers, 3 suspected motor vehicle thieves, 2 suspected motorcycle thieves, as well as 8 suspected thieves for other stealings. Recovery. The command during the period under review was able to recover 1 pump-action rifle, 2 motor vehicles, 5 tricycles, 8 motorcycles, 58 knives, cutlasses, and pointed rods, popularly called lambida.
And now to the southwest, the management of Tai Sholarin University of Education, Ijagun Ijebode in Ogun State, has suspended the school's ongoing second semester examination indefinitely. The decision was taken following Wednesday's killing of a final year student identified as Olaoye Fabiyi, allegedly by suspected cultists. Reports say Fabiyi was dragged out of the examination hall while writing his final papers by some unidentified men. A source who witnessed the incident said the armed men dragged him to a corner where they shot at him and hit him with a brick on the head. The acting president of the Students' Union, Bethel Olorunfunmi, also confirmed his death on Wednesday, stating that efforts to rescue the victim by the medical staff at an unspecified general hospital proved abortive. In a statement released on Thursday, the school's deputy registrar, Babatunde Odugbejo, said all examinations on the campus have been suspended indefinitely. Meanwhile, the spokesperson for the Ogun State Police Command, Omolola Odutola, disclosed on Wednesday that the command had begun an investigation and launched raids on suspected cultist hideouts in the area. Meanwhile, the management of the University of Benin on Thursday suspended academic activities indefinitely and ordered students to vacate their hostels immediately. This was contained in a statement on Thursday by the institution's public relations officer, Benedicta Ehanire, who said the unrealistic demands of the students necessitated the action of the management. The students who protested on Wednesday over the rationing of electricity, among other grievances, blocked the Benin-Ore highway, causing gridlock and untold hardship to commuters. Some of the students on Wednesday said they would not leave the highway until their demands were met. However, the Senate of the institution at a meeting on Wednesday said the school would be shut down if the talks with the students fail. The BEDC PLC recently disconnected the institution as a result of a 250 million naira bill slammed on the institution by the electricity company. The institution, which was formerly paying 80 million naira, has not been able to afford the new bill, leading to a blackout in the school. And to more stories. The Nigeria Customs Service says it has seized a consignment of arms, drones, and military accoutrements worth 1.5 billion naira exported from Turkey to Lagos State. Comptroller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi made this known on Wednesday at the Murtala Mohammed Area Command of the service. Trustee Vice Abbas Dalibi now reports.
The Customs Controller General said the command, acting on intelligence from local and international collaborators, deployed its personnel to man all exit points around the airport.
Analysis of this and similar recent seizures indicate that some unscrupulous Nigerians based in Turkey and some other parts of Europe are purchasing and packaging these illicit arms into Nigeria. Our intelligence further revealed that they are exploring new frontiers to perpetrate their nefarious activities. This is an attempt to try and bring in these items via the airport.
He said the service has initiated some kind of contact with the Turkish authorities in an effort to curb issues with exporting from the country to Nigeria.
There was some kind of contact with Turkish authorities to see what we can do. What the World Customs Organization encourages in this kind of situation is a kind of a customs to customs cooperation through an instrument of cooperation between us, so that it will allow us to exchange intelligence, it will allow us to exchange information, best practices. Particularly, it will also enable us to have access to data that can help us in investigation.
Bashir Adewale added that officials involved in intercepting the firearms will be adequately rewarded, while those who compromise their position will be punished.
Officers who are involved in this, through their diligence, integrity, and dedication to duty, has resulted to this remarkable seizure, would be adequately rewarded in a manner that is provided for by the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023. It is also possible that some officers may have compromised their position. They may have compromised the oaths that they swore, oath of allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And in a similar manner, those officers, if found culpable, the importation of this will also be subjected to severe sanctions as provided by the law.
Adeniyi said a suspect was arrested in connection with the illicit arms importation and will be handed over to the National Center for Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons under the Office of the National Security Advisor for diligent investigation and prosecution. He also put the value of military and paramilitary accoutrement improperly imported at 1.29 billion naira.
The total duty paid value of all the displayed items is 1,568,977,308 naira 48 kobo.
Recall that days ago, the customs announced that its officers in Port Harcourt seized 844 rifles and 112,500 rounds of ammunition. Abbas Ibrahim Alibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory have been speaking on their preference for point-of-sales transactions over automated teller machines. This follows the proliferation of the POS points and the rise in their patronage over ATMs, despite the charges involved. Trust TV's Neil Sampson has more.
A cross-section of FCT residents gave various reasons for prioritizing POS machine over ATMs.
One, because the closeness to you. That was one. Two, I think it's not more stressful as bank.
Number one reason would be because of the ease of getting access to POS than ATM. You know, I think in time past, if you go to the ATM, you have to queue and wait for maybe hours for you to be able to access your funds. But with POS, you can easily, walk out of your door and get whatever cash you need for the day.
I think POS is more better in terms of network and other things, and the charges.
Do ATM charge?
Most times ATM charge. You will see sometimes they will debit you without you know what the reason why they debited you or stuff like that, and it's more preferable. You won't have anybody to blame or stuff like that. So you will just go to the person you want to do the POS with, then you beat the price, then you talk about it, and everything is sharp.
Even after the transaction, if the person don't really give me the cash, I feel hold on for next immediately. Yeah, he go give me the money immediately for there. But if you go for ATM now, before you know the next thing, in fact, if you follow your ATM card, sir, the next thing they will say you have to bring passport, bring ID card, all this and that before they will even give you your this thing.
Ezekiel Smart, a POS operator, gives us a hint on how they deal with network glitches.
We have a platform which once you just make a complaint, they can just reply with an immediate effect. Like we have active customer cares that are online, that are on the platform. So once once an agent make a complaint, they answer us very fast than going to the bank.
A financial expert spoke on issues like charges, security, as well as glitches on both platforms, which may sway users to any of them.
As of 2022, January to December, the total transactions on POS stand at 41 trillion. So the POS system is getting this acceptability from Nigerians than the normal conventional ATM. Then when you look at it, why Nigerians consider using POS system the more than the normal conventional ATM? There are lots of factors. Now let's talk of the accessibility. Okay, you walking out from your house, probably beside your house or the trunk from your house, you see a POS system, right, where you can just walk in, do your transactions, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, you're done. The convenience is there. Unlike the total number of ATMs we have in this country is 22,600. And this 22,600 ATMs is owned by 70% owned by 7 commercial banks. So the scarcity of ATMs is there. While we have about 1.8 million POS systems spread across the country, that makes the accessibility easier for Nigerians.
With the increase in digital forms of payments, many say that cash may soon become obsolete, and by applications, ATM machines. Well, Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Let's now take a look at developments away from Nigeria. An armed group on Thursday attacked a wedding ceremony in central Mali, killing at least 21 people, residents said, as the West African country's military rulers battle growing violence by extremists. The attackers rode on motorcycles into the village of Djigumbo in the town of Bandiagara on Monday evening as residents were celebrating a wedding, according to Bakari Gwindo, president of the local youth group. According to Indo, most of the victims had their throats slit. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack, but it is a continuation of attacks by the Al-Qaeda-linked extremist group, JNIM, which has often targeted the area. Nearly 4 years after taking power and the departure of foreign peacekeepers, Mali's military rulers have had little success in containing the violence. Meanwhile, a 2015 peace deal with Tuareg rebels operating in the north of the country has collapsed, deepening the security crisis. And that concludes the news update on Trust Television at this hour. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.